When people think of wealth, they often picture things you can see. You see the house, the lifestyle, the money. But real wealth, it's usually the opposite. The people who keep their money the longest are usually the ones who talk about it the least. That's where stealth wealth comes in. Stealth wealth isn't about hiding your success out of fear. It's about choosing how you move, how you live, and how you protect what you've built. In a world that rewards showing off, staying low-key is a strategy. So today, let's walk through some of the golden rules of stealth wealth. Simple principles that help you keep your money, grow it, and live on your terms. One of the most important principles is keeping your wins to yourself. You don't need to announce when your income increases, when you hit a savings goal, or when you've made a smart investment. Not every success needs to be public. The less people know, the less pressure you feel to explain yourself. You don't owe anyone an update, and you certainly don't need external approval for your progress. Along with that comes the idea of staying grounded when your income grows. It's easy to start spending more just because you're earning more. But real financial strength comes from resisting that temptation. If your income doubles but your expenses do too, you haven't moved forward. You've just changed the numbers. The people who build long-term wealth learn to hold their lifestyle steady, even when their income grows. Many people also fall into the trap of buying things just to feel seen. They start spending not because they need something, but because it helps them feel important. That mindset is a trap. Spending to prove something rarely brings peace when it just makes you more visible, more stressed, and more likely to fall behind. The goal isn't to be noticed, the goal is to be free. And freedom doesn't require an audience. Privacy is a key component of stealth wealth. You don't need to share every detail of your financial life with everyone you know. People often assume that openness equals honesty. But when it comes to money, boundaries are healthy. Not everyone needs access to your plans, your income, or your priorities. Share with those you trust, and only when it's necessary. This also applies to what you post online. Social media has made it easy to overshare. People post about their purchases, their investments, and even their bank balances. But just because others do it doesn't mean you should. The fewer people who know what you're building, the less interference you'll face. Keep your growth private and let the results speak later, or not at all. Stealth wealth isn't just about what you hide. It's also about how you build. Quiet investing is one of the strongest habits you can develop. You don't need to talk about your stock picks or your real estate moves. You just need to stay consistent. The people who build true wealth often do so slowly, steadily, and quietly. They're not chasing trends or trying to impress anyone. They're focused on results, not recognition. Another part of this lifestyle is learning to simplify your life. When your life is full of noise, distractions, and unnecessary obligations, it's hard to think clearly. But when you simplify your finances, your habits, your schedule, you gain control. Simplicity isn't boring, it's efficient. It gives you space to focus, plan, and grow. There's also a difference between looking wealthy and being wealthy. The things that matter, like your investments, your savings, and your skills, usually aren't visible. You might not upgrade your phone every year or chase the latest gadget, but that's not the point. You're putting your energy into what grows your value, not what drains it. Stealth wealth means focusing on long-term value instead of short-term image. Having multiple sources of income is another smart way to practice stealth wealth. You don't need to announce every side hustle or project you're working on. Just keep showing up, doing the work, and letting the income grow quietly. Whether it's freelancing, online work, consulting, or investing, the more streams you create, the stronger your financial foundation becomes. It's also helpful to be hard to read financially. When people look at your lifestyle, they shouldn't be able to guess your net worth. Maybe you live in a modest home or drive an average car. Not because you're broke, but because you don't need to prove anything. The less people can figure out, the less they can question, copy, or judge. This doesn't mean you need to isolate yourself, but it does mean knowing when to stay quiet. Not everyone around you needs to know your next financial move. There's power in silence. When you're not constantly explaining or defending yourself, you're free to focus. Education plays a big role in all of this too. The more you understand how money works, the more confident and private you can be. Learn about investing. Understand how taxes affect your income. Look into ways to protect your assets. You don't need to tell anyone you're doing this. Just keep growing quietly in the background. Judgment will happen. Some people might assume you're struggling just because you don't show off. That's okay. Let them think what they want. You don't need to correct them. In fact, being underestimated can be an advantage. While others are focused on appearances, you're building something real. Let them talk. You've got bigger goals. Protecting your energy also means being careful about who you let in. Not everyone deserves access to your goals, your stress, or your progress. People will project their fears, doubts, and opinions onto you, especially when they don't understand your lifestyle. But when you're building something different, you don't need outside noise. You need focus. Stealth wealth is a habit. It's something you practice daily through the way you budget, the way you spend, and the way you choose who gets your time. You learn not to react to every comment. You stop needing to be validated. You realize that peace is worth more than praise. If someone respects you only when they think you're rich, that's not real respect. People who value you for your presence, your mindset, and your consistency, those are the people who matter. Real wealth shows up in your relationships, your habits, and your freedom. And it doesn't need a spotlight to be real. There's also peace in not rushing. Some people get caught up in reaching every goal fast, but with stealth wealth, you learn to move steadily. You're not worried about going viral or getting rich overnight. You're building systems, stacking habits, and protecting your progress. It's not about speed, it's about sustainability. This lifestyle isn't just for the wealthy. You can practice stealth wealth at any income level. It's not about how much you have, it's about how you handle it. It's about staying consistent with your habits, building on what you know, and avoiding the noise that distracts most people. You don't need to be flashy to be smart with money. You just need a clear plan, discipline, and the patience to let your choices build up over time. Anyone can adopt this mindset. Whether you're just starting your financial journey or already have years of experience, the principles stay the same. Protect your money, control your environment, and stay focused on what truly matters. You don't need to impress the world, you just need to take care of your future. As you grow, you'll realize that most things don't need a reaction. You'll stop explaining your every move. You'll make decisions based on what's right for you, not what others expect. You'll protect your time, your energy, and your direction. That's what stealth wealth is about. Not staying hidden, but staying in control. Not being secretive, but being intentional. It's not a trend, it's a mindset. A calm, clear way to manage your money without needing to prove anything. When you move like this, you spend less time trying to keep up and more time building something that lasts. You stop chasing things that don't matter, and you start creating a life that actually fits you. This kind of wealth doesn't make headlines, it doesn't get applause. But it gives you options. It gives you space to think. It gives you the ability to walk away from pressure, stress, and noise. And that's the kind of wealth most people truly want, even if they don't realize it yet. So if you're tired of the pressure to show off, if you're ready to keep your money and your peace, then this path might be for you. Start small. Stay quiet. Focus on value. Protect what you're building, even if no one else sees it yet. The freedom comes from knowing that you're doing things your way, without needing validation from anyone else. And remember, you don't need to be seen to be secure. You don't need permission to move differently. You just need consistency, patience, and the discipline to stick with your plan, even when it's not exciting. Quiet progress is still progress, and every smart choice adds up.